What's up, guys? I hope all of you are having a great day. But today in this video I'm going to be showing you how to build a DIY ground blind out of a pallet. Me personally, I like these cedar trees. As you vary in different parts of the country, you'll pick out different trees for your environment. But here in West Tennessee, this is about the only tree that'll stay thick, with leaves on for all the year, and provide good enough cover to do this without having to keep your blind brushed all the time. So as you can see in this spot, we already have this little tree right here that's kind of leaned into this tree. That's going to be a base. If you don't come across one naturally, you can always just fall one on it. But because of the circumstances, we're having to use a less than desirable tree, so I'm going to take advantage of that log there. As you can see, this is another great tree, but because of the way this property's set up, I can't use any trees on this side. But the bigger trees are usually better in my scenario. And you can take the littler ones, like the ones over here, dig them up and replant them over there wherever you build your blind during the spring. That's one of my favorite things to do, and that's why I like to do it during the spring, because you have that opportunity. And whenever you cut limbs to brush, they're going to grow back slightly and differently. And usually cedar branches last till bow season into it. You're going to want to check placement, make sure everything's looking good. As you can see, I'm going to have to take that limb off. I'm going to do that real quick. You're going to want to be careful though, as you take limbs off, you can't put them back, especially closer to season, whenever it doesn't have a full summer to grow. So once you have your pallet in your final position that you're sure of, you're ready to attach it to whatever good stud wood you have, screw off into. Me personally, I like to use screws whenever I'm screwing the pallet to the tree, log, or whatever I'm screwing it to. And I like nails to attach whatever brush I want to attach. If you can't just weave it into the pallets. Sometimes whenever you're in a spot where you only don't have that much to screw down to, you can take a 4x4 and do a lot of things with it. One of my favorite things to do is take a piece of scrap chipboard, screw to the bottom of it, and it's a pretty good little stabilizer. The stabilizer board looks real rough, but this pallet was a real pain in the neck. I was having to use short screws, so whatever you do, just make sure you have screws that are 3 inches or longer. That's a great tip. Now, if you're a short person like me, you're gonna have to cut some off the top here. If you're tall, don't worry about this, but basically right above the stabilizing bar. Oh well, I missed it that time. Just like that, basically. All right, so once you have your thing roughly cut out, you always want to cut a little bit shorter than you plan to be if you're gonna be bow hunting. Rifle hunting, it don't really matter. And here's another little thing I like to do if I'm rifle hunting. Leave it a little bit long, and then I screw one of these on here so you have a support for your rifle. I think I should add that whenever I'm bow hunting, I like to leave the outside slats going a little bit longer than the inside ones, just to make sure my stabilizer can clear them. The top portion that you cut off here, you want to cut it a certain way, like I did, where you take all of it in one take, and then you can use it as another support for your thing to stabilize it, make sure it don't fall down. It's not the best. This is my eye level sitting down, or well, on my knees, but I won't be in a seat very much taller than this. As you can see, there's plenty of room to draw your bow. I don't have a very long stabilizer on mine, if stabilizer at all. Sometimes I take it off. That's something I would practice shooting with as a tip. Practice shooting without your stabilizer, just in case you ever, get in a blind and you're in some thick stuff and you can't draw without it hitting stuff. So yeah, that's it. Just a pallet, some cedar limbs, and spare screws and nails that you have laying around. The pallet was free. Screws and nails I just found laying around. So they were basically free. I wasn't ever going to do anything with them. So basically a free do-it-yourself ground blind. Here's the view from roughly 30 yards away. I'm going to zoom in on it now so y'all can see it. Because of the log I have, You can always take limbs and tack them up top to fill that in a little bit more, but as it greens up, as it gets closer to bow season, that'll of course become much more full. And in the late afternoon when I'm planning to hunt here, it'll be pretty dark whenever they come out, so it should be good. Here it is, folks. I'm finished for today. As it gets closer to bow season, I'm gonna fill in, spots like that and add new brush into it and take some of the older brush out. But for right now, it's looking real good. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.